फास्टेस्ट क्रिकेट स्कोर अपडेट्स या सबसे डिटेल्ड स्टैट्स,
क्रिकेट के अंदर बाहर की खबरें
या हेल्दी डिबेट्स,
सबसे एक्यूरेट एनालिसिस
या फैंस का क्रेज, सबके लिए एक ही प्लेटफॉर्म, क्योंकि क्रिकेट मतलब क्रिकेट नेक्स्ट।
Hello everyone, you're watching Cricket Next. I'm Sawai Mansingh. It's a match between Rajasthan Royals and Delhi Capitals. RR already have 2 points in their bank with the first victory that they achieved in the first match of IPL 2024. DC are still waiting for those crucial 2 points. Will it happen today? That's a big question. But more important than the points is Rishabh Pant's comeback. We talked about it in the first match that DC played against Punjab Kings, but today is a special one for him. It's his 100th IPL game. Now, will he get back to his groove and go back with a victory? That's something to talk about. But till now, we have seen that home teams have won matches in this IPL. So, with that trend, I think it's going to be RR. But who knows? We'll have to wait and watch. DC have already won the toss. They have opted to field first. And let's hear it out from Jamie Alter. What's his thoughts about DC's choice of fielding first in Rajasthan? Jamie, the matches in Jaipur, Rajasthan, home ground of Rajasthan Royals. You have seen, how this wicket plays, how the conditions are over there. It's already very, very summery these days. How do you see DC's decision of fielding first?
I think 99% of the captains these days want to field. I think the latest example of this being often a disaster decision was yesterday. I mean, how did Hardik Pandya and Rohit Sharma and everyone involved in the senior leadership not read that was going to be the flattest track of the tournament? Now again, Jaipur, it's not so flat, but I mean, yesterday was just one more example why I literally tear out my hair when I see these captains choosing to chase. हाँ, बीच में सुरम्या एक थोड़ा ट्रेंड चल रहा था 1-2 साल से या 1-2 सीजन से कि टॉस जीतने वाले टीम जब चेस करते हैं तो वो जीत जाते हैं. But the results are showing you that chasing is just not as easy or as straightforward as it is anymore. I get the logic. And the logic is basically, it just comes down to that one line, Suramya, which we've heard from so many captains. We want to know exactly what we're chasing. And I'll say it again. Yes, you'll be chasing 278 if you don't bowl well, So, yeah. But again, I mean, it's just something that captains like to do. They have their best laid plans, all their metrics, all their data, but sometimes common sense just says, back your batters, bat first. But I know I'll be proven wrong once this match is over, and the chasing team will probably win this match.
Well, let's just see, wait and watch what will happen. But Jamie, as you said, that how all the teams have now started to tempt to chase because it seems that, okay, they know a target and they really need to go behind it and then chase it down. But we saw what happened yesterday. You rightly mentioned, how SRH went on to score 277. This can happen today as well. Who knows? Because I think Rajasthan Royals do have that power. We saw Sanju Samson, how he batted, and it's a case from all those, I think quite a few seasons where Sanju Samson comes out to bat really well in first 3-4 matches, and that might continue in this season as well. So I think Rajasthan Royals do have that power. Given all those things, why there is this temptation? Because if you see Delhi Capital side, they don't have Ishant Sharma in today's match, and they don't have Shai Hope as well. Shai Hope's with back spasm, and Ishant Sharma got an injury in the last match only. So they have Nokia and Mukesh Kumar. I don't know whether Mukesh Kumar will be so good in T20 format as well. So each and every team knows, their pluses and their minuses. You know that you have 2 new players into your 11. Even then, you opted to field first. Do you think it was just a straightforward decision, or do you find there is some sense behind it?
No, I think, Suramya, we can say there's sense in so much as something is working, right? But a team like Delhi, which have one of the weakest bowling attacks of the 10 teams, and then a team which last year fared so poorly, right?
Exactly.
Had Rajasthan chosen to chase, I would understand it. Not just because of, Jaiswal and Buttler and Samson probably playing out as the best top 3 in the tournament. Mumbai would probably say they have a better one until Sky comes back, or when Sky comes back. But right now, you look at Joss Buttler 2 seasons ago, he had the he had the orange cap for most runs. Last
True.
season was all about Jaiswal and Samson, as you rightly mentioned. Initially, 2-3 matches में चल जाता है बंदा, फिर वो कहीं निकल जाता है घास खाने. But the point is, despite not having Prasidh Krishna, they still have, I mean, Trent, Boult. पिछले
Yeah.
मैच में जैसे the on-air people were talking about, or that graphic came up on TV, के 22 times he's got a wicket in the first over, that became 23. So you've got Trent Boult, you've got the
Yeah.
massively underrated Sandeep Sharma, you've got Chahal, you've got Ashwin. You have bowling is almost, maybe almost at par, if not better, than RR's batting. So had they chosen to
True.
chase, I would understand. But like you mentioned, it's not the best bowling attack that Delhi have at their disposal. Now, the
Yeah.
counter argument, if I can say, is that इनकी batting भी कुछ खास तो नहीं है. But between the two, I would still say on paper, Delhi की batting उनकी bowling से अच्छी है. So why you would want to put, to my mind, your weakest aspect first, that is the bowling, really for me, it fails against the argument कि नहीं चेसिंग का ट्रेंड चल रहा है या हमारे पास डेटा है या यही यही करते हैं आजकल के कैप्टन करते हैं लेकिन कुछ तो सोच समझ के करते हैं. I just don't think Delhi have made the right choice in opting to field with this kind of bowling lineup against this kind of RR batting lineup.
True. And, Sanju Samson also said the same that if he had a choice, he would have also opted to bowl first. But I think that would have been a good decision because you have those kind of players who can restrict the opposite team to just below par or at par total. But with DC, I have really no idea how their bowlers will perform, and that's a big, big concern. And I think you beautifully summed it up, Jamie. Let's have a look at Rajasthan's batting. They have almost everything, and as you explained, Sanju Samson, who bats really well in the first few matches. It's the second match, so going by that record, I really feel that he'll bat really well in this one as well. And it's a home game; he should bat. Yashasvi Jaiswal. Jaiswal is on some other level. We all know that. That didn't come out in the last match, obviously, but we can give him that, uh, few instances that happen with cricketers. But Yashasvi Jaiswal, you have Sanju Samson, and now Riyan Parag as well. Parag mentioned, Riyan just said that, Sangakkara helped me a lot to be this kind of a batter and perform well. And Sangakkara also said that there is a lot of maturity. How do you see Rajasthan setup, given that they'll be playing the same 11 in today's match as well?
No, I know you just said that Sanju Samson wanted to field. It's like a line which sabhi kehte hain, I would have done this. But again, I'm
Yeah,
sure he has no issues wanting to bat first. This can be a good batting
true.
track. थोड़ा variable bounce हम देख चुके हैं. But again, man to man, between the spin pair of Ashwin and Chahal and Akshar Patel, and I'll have to see when the producer puts up Delhi's lineup as soon as he gets it. I can't off the top of my head think of who Delhi's, oh, Kuldeep Yadav. So sorry. I mean, Kuldeep Yadav and
Yeah,
Akshar Patel, yes, they make a good pair, but do they stack up against Ashwin and Chahal? To my mind, no. So Sanju
no,
Samson has the confidence in knowing कि जो भी है हल्का फुल्का जो variable bounce है इस सवाई मानसिंह स्टेडियम पिच के ऊपर, probably my two spinners यानी कि Ashwin और Chahal, they stand a better chance of exploiting it. Just coming back to what you mentioned about Riyan Parag, I said this when before RR's first match, and the question was posed about क्या ये एक और typical रियान पराग सीजन रहेगा जहां पे वो अपने एंटिक्स के लिए ज्यादा जाने जाएंगे as compared to his batting. I said I hope not, but it would not surprise me. But I told Soumya that I said I would rather take a call or judge Riyan Parag अगर उसको 5 मैच 6 मैच एक specific role में देते, क्योंकि इससे पहले the guy's not had a very stable
true.
role. He came out
Yeah,
to bat at number 4. I did not get a chance to follow up on these shows in regards to the RR makeup, but I was very glad ये देखकर कि मैनेजमेंट ने फिलहाल जो भी व्यक्ति ने वो कॉल लिया कि रियान पराग को नंबर 4 पे भेजा. He's coming off
hmm,
very good white ball domestic form, and I think
hmm,
the way to reward that is to give him a promotion. अब चाहे वो अगले 3 मैच में 4 मैच में नहीं चले, I would hope that Riyan Parag gets those 5-6 matches at number 4 before the management or the media, the fans the wider cricketing audience that takes time to watch the IPL before we come to some sort of conclusion. Because yes,
Hmm.
he's talented. Yes, he's massively underperformed. But you need to give him a certain role. So I hope कि
Yeah.
जैसे कि मैंने कहा था 5-6 मैच के लिए रियान पराग को नंबर 4 पे लॉक किया जाए.
आई थिंक राजस्थान में आपकी बात सुन ली है जेमी, और उन्होंने लॉक तो कर दिया है, क्योंकि जिस तरीके का उनका 11 है वहां पर रोल्स डिफाइन है। एक तो आपका जो ओपनिंग पेयर है वो उनका पूरा पक्का हो ही चुका है, जायसवाल एंड बटलर। आज रन्स आए कल रन्स ना आए तो भी वो उसी के साथ आगे जाएंगे। संजू सैमसन एज अ कैप्टन, वो जिस नंबर पर बैटिंग कर रहे हैं उसी पर बैटिंग करेंगे। पिछले मैच में अच्छे रन आए थे, इनफैक्ट उन्हीं की पारी ने जितवाया भी था, सो ही ऑल्सो प्ले ऑन दैट नंबर। Fourth number is of Riyan Parag, so they'll stick to it, because उसके बाद you have Shimron, Hetmyer and you have Dhruv Jurel. Dhruv Jurel को obviously आप lower order में रखना चाहेंगे, and then you have really great bowling unit with Chahal, with Ashwin and others. I think it's superb. Trent Boult is there, Sandeep Sharma and Avesh Khan. So I find Rajasthan a pretty good unit. Taus, as compared to DC, Rajasthan have a pretty stable lineup. डीसी में मुझे काफी ज्यादा इश्यूज इस समय नजर आ रहे हैं, बिकॉज आई थिंक डीसी लास्ट ईयर ऑल्सो, दिस ईयर ऑल्सो, दे आर ओवर डिपेंडेंट ऑन टू प्लेयर्स, डेविड वार्नर एंड मिचेल मार्श, एंड there are a lot of other players also, but जिस तरीके का हमारा 11 है, let's start with these two players. ये इतने इसीलिए दो प्लेयर्स पर निर्भर है क्योंकि डेविड वार्नर एट एनी गिवन डे ही कैन चेंज द मैच, ओके, सो देयर इज नो डाउट अबाउट डेविड वार्नर, मिचेल मार्श आल्सो। बट कितनी बार वार्नर और मार्श चले हैं पिछले सीजन में, दैट्स अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक टू डिस्कस। जब वो नहीं चले हैं तो क्या आपके पास वो प्लेयर्स है जो इतना प्रेशर ले सकते हैं? आई एम नॉट एट ऑल वेरी कॉन्फिडेंट अबाउट रिकी भुई, नॉट एट ऑल ऋषभ पंत ऑल्सो, बिकॉज you can't bank on Rishabh Pant to make around 100 runs or over 50 runs, because he's new. He's coming after more than a year break. You can't give him, overburden him. And then you have Tristan Stubbs and Axar Patel. Axar Patel was one of those all-rounders in DC unit who took DC to a couple of great wins last year, and very few came last year, so which means that Axar Patel was a important one for them. But I think DC में middle order बहुत बड़ा issue है. How do you see this unit, Taus?
Absolutely, completely agree with you, Sharma. I mean, they are heavily dependent on their openers, David Warner, Mitchell Marsh again. आप उसके बाद देख रहे हो और compare. I was just comparing the two sides. Look at the batting order of Rajasthan Royals and now look at the batting order of Deccan Delhi Capitals, not Deccan Chargers. अब शुरुआत देखिए, पहले दो बैट्समैन है, उसके बाद रिकी भुई एक टैलेंट है जो बहुत पहले बात की जाती थी उनकी, यार ही कुड मेक इट टू द नेक्स्ट लेवल, जो अभी तक आया नहीं है वो नेक्स्ट लेवल, वहीं तक रहेगा डोमेस्टिक क्रिकेट तक। उसके बाद ऋषभ पंत, अनफेयर टू एक्सपेक्ट हिम टू सडनली गो आउट देयर, एंड अनफेयर क्यों होता है यार, अनफेयर क्यों होना चाहिए? आप तैयार है ना क्रिकेट के लिए, आप बड़े लेवल आईपीएल के लिए तैयार है, आपकी बातें इंटरनेशनल क्रिकेट में हो रही है, आपकी बातें वर्ल्ड कप के लिए की जा रही है, तो यार तो फिर आपको तो फिर मतलब एक रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी लेने का वक्त आ गया है। That emotion part, that injury part, now that you have rehab, you had a great rehab, and you were eager to come back in 15 months when doctors were talking about like आपको लगेगा 18, 19, 20 महीने, बट आप 14 महीने में तैयार हो, तो आप आई मीन फ्रेंचाइज वो एक्सपेक्ट करेंगे और आपके फैंस भी एक्सपेक्ट करेंगे, क्योंकि आप देख रहे हो वहां पर कि भाई आप मेंटली तैयार हो, फिजिकली तैयार हो। तो मैं क्यों इतना वो हार्श नहीं हूं कि यार ऋषभ पंत से एक्सपेक्ट नहीं करना चाहिए परफॉर्मेंस। I would expect, यार, I would expect, you have to put up, because you should realize, know that आपकी बल्लेबाजी ऊपर तक ही, ऊपर फर्स्ट टू बैट्समैन है और दोनों ऑस्ट्रेलियंस है, यहाँ पर इंडियन बल्लेबाज कोई नहीं दिख रहा, ज्यादा से ज्यादा आपको ट्रिस्टन स्टब्स नजर आ रहे। उसके बाद आपके बल्लेबाज कौन है? कोई अक्षर पटेल अगेन ऑलराउंडर है, बल्लेबाज है या गेंदबाज है? आपके पास अगर गेंदबाज है तो आप अगर दिल्ली में खेल रहे हो तो आपको स्पिनर्स लगेंगे, जरूरत रहेगी, तो आपके अक्षर पटेल और कुलदीप यादव, राइट, कुलदीप यादव। तो अक्षर पटेल अब क्या कंफ्यूजिंग रोल रहेगा, क्या उनका बल्लेबाजी का रोल ज्यादा रहेगा या स्पिनर या एज अ पार्टनर ऑफ कुलदीप यादव करेगा? तो देयर इज अ लॉट ऑफ कंफ्यूजन राइट नाउ इन दिल्ली कैपिटल्स, और मुझे लगता है दिल्ली थोड़ा वीकर लग रही है कंपेयर टू राजस्थान रॉयल फॉर दिस पर्टिकुलर गेम, और फ्यूचर में भी अभी एज वी गो अहेड इन द टूर्नामेंट, इनका कुछ ज्यादा सेटल लाइनअप नहीं लगेगा और इनको जल्दी से जल्दी सोल्यूशन निकालना पड़ेगा पृथ्वी शॉ को लेकर। यार ये कहाँ खिला है पृथ्वी शॉ को, क्योंकि देखिए मिचेल स्टार्क इज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट प्लेयर, very very all rounder, very important all rounder. David Warner, we know exactly what he can do and what he has done in the past, but फ्यूचर भी
Yeah,
तो देखा ना आपको। तो
true.
अब आपने परसिस्ट किया पृथ्वी से, कोई भी इशू हो, उनका फिटनेस का इशू, उनका डिसिप्लिन का इशू हो, उनकी फॉर्म का इशू हो, मगर चूंकि आपने परसिस्ट किया तो आपको उसका सोल्यूशन निकालना है। टैलेंटेड बल्लेबाज है, स्टार्ट एक अच्छा दे सकता है, अब आपको कैसे निकालना है वो आपके ऊपर है, बैठ के डिसाइड करना है। बट ये मैच मुझे तो राजस्थान रॉयल्स की तरफ जाते हुए नजर आ रहा है, मुझे तो दिल्ली कैपिटल्स कहीं से भी सेटल नजर नहीं आ रही। सिर्फ उनका एक प्लेयर जो आई एम लुकिंग फॉरवर्ड टू, जिसने लास्ट मैच में भी मैन ऑफ द मैच लिया था डिस्पाइट ऑफ बीइंग ऑन द लूजिंग साइड, दैट इज कुलदीप यादव। तो अगेन
Yeah.
like he's got to be my player to watch out for Delhi Capitals. Rest I will rule out Delhi Capitals from in this game completely.
Okay, so let's take our discussion to Delhi Capitals for a little while and then we'll switch to Rajasthan Royals because we're talking about issues with Delhi Capitals team, Jamie. Delhi Capitals, I quickly looked at the scorecard of the last match. There were two players who crossed the 30 mark. One's Shai Hope. Shai Hope's not playing today because of back spasm, I already mentioned. The other one was Abhishek Porel, which means that there is nobody and there was no one in the last match who scored good enough for the team. Now, today also, do you think if Abhishek Porel will be coming and DC will be relying on Abhishek Porel, then they'll be able to win the match? Because Abhishek came very late. He made 36 or 33 odd runs in 10 balls, but it was too late for DC for by then to win a match. Today also, they have managed to bring in two bowlers, which is Mukesh and Nokia. Apart from that, what different could they have done in this match? Because batting is a concern for them.
Yeah, they're one of those teams, Torame, that just don't have a good enough bench strength to actually be a top four team, right? चलो पिछले साल ऋषभ पंत नहीं थे, ऋषभ पंत कितना ही कुछ कर लेते, and I'm saying this as a massive fan of ऋषभ पंत. ऋषभ पंत पिछले साल क्या ही कर लेते, runs बनाते, कैचेस पकड़ते, स्टंपिंग्स करते, दो तीन हो सके मैक्सिमम दो तीन अच्छे कॉल देते, but with this pool of players like Pauspai was just saying, very little you could do. I mean, I remember before this season started, I was saying कि भाई सरफराज के पास कॉन्ट्रैक्ट नहीं है, अच्छी बात है, because he got such a long rope. First RCB, then I think Punjab briefly, and then most recently Delhi Capitals. So रम्या, Delhi
Yeah.
Capitals को मालूम नहीं था कि इस बंदे के साथ करना क्या है. ऋषभ पंत नहीं है तो उससे कीपिंग करवाया और नंबर 3 पे भेजा. He has no business batting at number 3, and now we're seeing Ricky Bui. Now I get it. Ricky Bui is carded to come at number 3, but don't believe he'll come. They'll probably send someone else. They might open with someone else, and they might bring down Marsh at 3. क्योंकि ये दिल्ली है मेरे यार, और यहाँ पे सब कुछ चलता है. But the point is, they just don't have enough options. और सुरम्या and Tausbai will also agree, ये हम 24 और 23 के बारे में बात नहीं कर रहे हम. This goes back to when they were Delhi Delhi Daredevils, pre Shreyas Iyer, pre that name change. This was the problem. आप मुझे बताइए, कोई व्यूअर हमारे साथ जुड़ा है, आप बताइए मुझे व्यूअर, कोई भी सीजन क्या आपको दिल्ली डेयरडेविल्स या दिल्ली कैपिटल्स का टीम ऑन पेपर रद्दी लगा? नहीं, हमेशा युवराज, जेसी राइडर, एंजेलो मैथ्यूज, रॉस टेलर, सहवाग, बड़े बड़े नाम थे. But there's a reason this team has not consistently been a playoff team in 16 years, because कहीं ना कहीं weaknesses इतने obvious है. एक क्वेश्चन आया था रवि शंकर का, जो कि बहुत ही पैशनेट है अपने क्रिकेट को लेकर. Why is Prithvi Shaw not playing? Why does Delhi Capitals even have Prithvi Shaw still around? It's इतना बड़ा Indian non-performing asset as an opener. अगर हम एक ओपनर के तौर पे सिर्फ बात करें, 3 4 5 6 नहीं, सिर्फ इंडियन capped Indian openers, इससे बड़ा कोई non-performing asset है IPL में? He's fit. If he's not playing, Ravi Shankar and the wider audience, it's because the captain and coach have seen के nets में, nets is your final. I mean, Tausbai has covered far more net session than I have. He'll tell you, जो भी आपका status है, अगर आप कोहली, शर्मा type players नहीं हो, तो आपकी selection होती है उस पे, nets पे, and clearly he's not batting well. Otherwise, for sure he'd be in the 11. It just underlines why, like we were discussing, ये फिलहाल playoff team तो नहीं है कहीं से भी.
True. And I'm glad that you touched on Prithvi Shaw's topic, Taus. हम बात कर लेते हैं सौरव गांगुली ने क्या कहा है. I'll also try to, run those quotes यहाँ पर so that we can also discuss that in detail. But Saurav Ganguly said कि I didn't get enough of Prithvi Shaw. He said that Prithvi Shaw injured himself. Fair enough. He was for a very long time with NCA. Fair enough. He wanted to play a Ranji Trophy. Yes, obviously, because his team went to the final, so he had to be there. And then Saurav Ganguly said he was playing the Ranji Trophy final to the last day, so didn't get enough time with him, and got good time with Ricky Bhui and others. So I didn't get enough of Prithvi Shaw. That makes me think, what about other teams? I think Rahane was also there in Mumbai's team, was playing to the last day. Rahan's batting very well for CSK. There was also Shreyas Iyer. Obviously, he wasn't there. He didn't take the field on the final day, but he was batting. He scored decent runs as well in the final. Shreyas Iyer is also captaining the side, isn't he? And others as well. Tanush Kotian is in subs list for Rajasthan Royals. I think he also did decent job. None of the team management members ever said that didn't get enough of a player, didn't get enough to see how the player is performing, or didn't get enough of the player in the practice sessions. I think there is a lack of understanding, plus there's a lack of trust because Saurav Ganguly said that okay, see, Marsh and David Warner they open for their home side as well. They are very good opening pairs, so I think they'll do well. But you are putting Prithvi Shaw completely out of contention. You're putting him out of the 11 discussions as well. Not in the 11 discussions. You're also not including him in the subs list, which means that he's not good enough. And you also mean that that you are completely ignoring that batter. What it is? Last year we saw him coming out as an impact player. He's just 24.
And only getting older. So the thing is that ये सब जो भी सौरव गांगुली ने कहा है वो डिप्लोमेटिकली कहा है. स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड तो नहीं कह सकते मीडिया में आके या फैंस को आके कि भाई this guy we don't want him. Unfortunately, he's not there. We wanted him to be a fit player. We wanted him to be what we saw Prithvi Shaw when he made his debut against West Indies. What we saw in the last 2-3 years, not recent times. Unfortunately, that is what he cannot come on record and say. और साफ साफ दिख रहा है. I mean, see, बहुत ही Prithvi himself, unfortunately, is responsible for the narratives that has been, sent out in the social, which he's being talked about in social media. और perception बहुत ज्यादा important होता है आज की तारीख में. और आपका perception इतना भी खराब जा रहा है इस वक्त क्योंकि आपने शायद ध्यान नहीं दिया अपने फिटनेस पे, अपने गेम पे ध्यान नहीं दिया, आपने ऑफ द फील्ड एक्टिविटीज पे ज्यादा ध्यान दिया. बिकॉज क्या आपको लगता है अगर पृथ्वी शॉ ने वेस्ट इंडीज में डेब्यू किया था, वेस्ट इंडीज के सामने और 100 मारे थे, उसके बाद जब आईपीएल में सिलेक्शन होता है जिस तरह से उन्होंने डिलीवर किया था एक फर्स्ट 2 इयर्स, उस तरह से आज क्या सौरव गांगुली सेम स्टेटमेंट देते अगर वही पृथ्वी शॉ होता जो हंगरी होता, जो उतना ही जो फिट होता, या फिट नहीं कहेंगे इनकी, I wouldn't say that like he's put on a lot, which means that is he not serious about his game? Is he not serious about playing longer? As Mumbaikar, somebody who has followed Prithvi from his school days, somebody who has written a lot of stories about his days, somebody who has seen his Ranji Trophy, followed his Ranji Trophy career and under-19 World Cup. यार हम उसको देखते थे यार, he's the next big thing, और he was talked about it कि यार अगला बड़ा player है, somebody who is going to make the next Tendulkar, who could be नाम बनाएगा, जाके रन्स लंबे मारेगा, इंडिया को जिताएगा, आईपीएल में नाम बनाएगा. बट अनफॉर्चुनेटली जिस तरह से वो हमने प्रेडिक्ट किया था, जिस तरह से हमने सोचा था, प्रेडिक्शन सोचा था या हमने चाहा था, वो अनफॉर्चुनेटली नहीं हो रहा ना पृथ्वी शॉ से. वो इज ही नॉट सीरियस अबाउट हिज गेम, वो उनको खुद रियलाइज करना पड़ेगा यार एट द एंड ऑफ द डे. यार कहाँ जा रहा हूँ मैं रॉन्ग. बहुत सारे लोग ऐसे गुजर चुके हैं यार. पीपल, विराट कोहली से एग्जाम्पल, लोग खाली नाम लेते हैं, सिर्फ नाम लेते हैं उसका. they don't take lessons from him, they don't take it, they don't apply it. Virat Kohli was a brat, yaar. He was a chubby boy, he was like the Chiku, but then how he transformed his game, seriousness लाए अपने गेम में कुछ करना था उसको. यार ये बंदों को करना नहीं. I mean, take your यशस्वी जायसवाल का एग्जांपल दो, your teammate यार पृथ्वी शॉ, सरफराज खान का एग्जांपल दो. These guys were hungry, इसलिए वो आज ये लेवल पे पहुंचे। एटलीस्ट सरफराज तो आईपीएल नहीं खेल रहा, बट इंडिया तो पहुंच गया, और ही इज बीइंग टॉक्ड अबाउट। पृथ्वी इतना सुपर स्टार्ट के बाद इतना अच्छा टैलेंट, ही इज द मोस्ट टैलेंटेड यंगस्टर राइट नाउ, much before, much above Yashasvi Jaiswal, much above Sarfaraz Khan. I'm talking about the Mumbai guys, about his place. He's the most talented guy for his attacking style, natural stroke playing, timer of the ball. Up, he can like clear the ground at will. क्या देख रहे हैं आप? Suddenly, I'm very, very disappointed. Every Mumbaikar, every Indian is disappointed with Prithvi Shaw, with the way his career is going, and a lot of people have started saying, "यार, is he the next Vinod Kamble? I wouldn't like him to be the next Vinod Kamble. I want him to come back, यार." But ये ऐसा लोग, क्योंकि देखिए आज परसेप्शन बनाना, इमेज दिमाग में बनाना आसान है, क्योंकि हर बार वो हैमर करते रहते हैं सोशल मीडिया पे। अगर आपके पास एक हेट ग्रुप आ गया आपके अगेंस्ट, तो वो करते रहेगा, क्योंकि उनका काम ही है। मगर अब जब आ गया है तो फिर मतलब आप उसको वो नहीं करता, आपका पूरा चेंज ओवर, मेक ओवर वो आपको खुद ही करना, फास्ट करना है इसके, क्योंकि आपका समय नहीं है। सो आई मीन यहाँ पर मैं कुछ नहीं देख रहा हूँ। सौरव गांगुली जो डिप्लोमेटिकली उन्होंने कहा है वो सही कहा है, और मैं थोड़ा ओपनली बोल दिया हूँ। अनफॉर्चुनेटली ही शुड हैव बीन देयर इन द साइड एनीवे। वो तो इनकी मेहरबानी थी डीसी वालों की कि इसको कंटिन्यू कर रहे हैं।
जेपी, पृथ्वी का केस लास्ट ईयर भी काफी ज्यादा डिस्कस हुआ था, पर वो इम्पैक्ट प्लेयर के तौर पे तो आ ही रहे थे मैचेस में। इस साल तो वो भी नहीं है, क्योंकि अभिषेक पोरेल इतना अच्छा कर रहे हैं, तो मुझे नहीं लगता है कि आगे आने वाले मैचेस में पृथ्वी शॉ की जगह बनेगी भी, क्योंकि आप एक दो मैचेस में जब अच्छा कर लेते हैं तो जनरली टीम्स आपको बैक करती हैं और आपको ही रखती हैं टीम में। बट पृथ्वी not being anywhere in the scene of DC's discussions of the 11, don't you think it's really very, very concerning for Prithvi Shaw himself?
It is only concerning for Prithvi Shaw, and let's not try and paint too sorry a picture, because like Tosboy said, it is largely down to his. While you were talking, Tosboy, I took out that article. I've referenced this article several times in the last 15 odd months on Cricket Next, whenever is bande ka naam liya gaya tha. And this is an interview he gave to Midday in October of 2022 when he was 22 years old. He told the reporter, that I've now, in the last 6-8 months, I've lost 7 to 8 kgs because I've now given up Chinese food, cold drinks, and sweets. यदि आपको एक दो इंजरी बुरे वक्त के बाद भी आपको तभी आपके दिमाग में वो बात नहीं अटकी कि आपको चाइनीज फूड, शुगर और स्वीट्स छोड़ना पड़ेगा। तो आई गेव द एग्जांपल ऑफ विराट कोहली, जीता जागता इंसान है जो ही शेड हिज पपी फैट लेट बाय हिज स्टैंडर्ड्स, बट ही मेड अप फॉर इट, राइट। हमने डिस्कस किया है कि जब भी विराट कोहली अंतरराष्ट्रीय क्रिकेट से रिटायर लेंगे, फॉर मी the legacy will be fitness. बहुत रन बनाए, हजारों करोड़ों रन बनाएंगे, but the focus on fitness. Prithvi Shaw is someone who's watched Virat Kohli. I'm sure he idolized him. Did it take him till the age of 22 to realize that Chinese food, which was part of his ritual after a match, was not on? I mean, I laughed when that interview came. I had to read it. Is this one of those April 1st spoof articles? इससे बड़ी बात क्या चाहिए आपको ये बात साबित करने के लिए कि 22 तक he was not taking his cricket seriously? I'm going to stick my neck out and probably sound like a fool to our viewers and say कि भाई मैंने जितना देखा है 28 साल में, मुंबई से सचिन तेंदुलकर नाम के इंसान के बाद ये निकला है टैलेंट, more naturally talented than Rohit Sharma. But whenever I see him injured or I see visuals of him so overweight at 24, and who am I to talk about fitness? But you played for India, and until 18 months ago, it didn't realize that I should stop having cold drinks, sweets, and bloody Chinese food. क्या ही बोले इस बेहतरीन टैलेंट के बारे में यार. So let's not feel sorry for him when it comes to DC's 11. DC have taken the call, but I know we're running out of time. Knowing DC, they will definitely play him in the next coming weeks because they don't have talent, और बाकी जो talent है वो इतने अच्छे नहीं है कि वो 14 मैच के लिए अपनी जगह कायम कर पाए. We will see Prithvi Shaw, and let's hope. I mean, what a talent, man. I mean, we've been seeing this guy since he was 9-10 in that Netflix documentary, yaar. What has happened to him? Like Tausbai said, unfortunately, galti sirf. Again, no one plans to get injured. He had a horrific 2 injuries. But does that look like a 24-year-old aspiring to play for the country? Sorry for being harsh here, but not to me. And I'm sure people will now troll me for body shaming, but we're talking about a generational talent here, yeah?
Yeah. No, that's why I mentioned, Ganguly's comment as well. क्योंकि अगर आप ऐसा comment दे रहे हैं कि हमने ज्यादा देखा नहीं है, तो बहुत सारे रणजी प्लेयर्स थे उस फाइनल में, दोनों ही साइड से, जो अब आईपीएल में अच्छा खेल रहे हैं, और उनको उनकी आईपीएल टीम्स ने लिया भी है 11 में, क्योंकि वो अच्छा खेल रहे हैं. दे आर सीरियस अबाउट प्लेइंग. पृथ्वी शॉ नहीं है, विच मीन्स देयर इज समथिंग वेरी वेरी कंसर्निंग. कुछ तो चीज है जो नहीं वर्क कर रहा है पृथ्वी शॉ के लिए, और तभी आपको इम्पैक्ट प्लेयर्स में भी रखा है. एक सवाल आया था, विपुल पूछ रहे थे कि कुमार कुशाग्र कहाँ है. विपुल, लेट मी टेल यू कि वो अभी है और इम्पैक्ट सबस की लिस्ट में है. आज के मैच में देखना होगा अगर डीसी यूज करना चाहेगी उन्हें या नहीं. बट अभिषेक पटेल ने जिस तरह से पिछले मैच में परफॉर्म किया था, शायद आज भी उसी तरह से यूज कर सकते हैं वो, गिवन डीसी बाद में बैटिंग करेगा, अभी बॉलिंग के लिए वो उतरेंगे. सो उस तरीके का लाइनअप है आज डीसी का. Quickly, let's have a look at Ara's batting and 11, because match has already begun, and we will witness some really good batters from Ara's side. Taus, first of all, आपको क्या लगता है who's gonna be that gun player? Sanju Samson once again in today's match. Quick takes.
For me, it's like Yashasvi. I'll be biased there. He should come back to.
Yashasvi. Jamie, what do you think?
Yeah, look, I mean, I also have to go to Jaiswal, but again, I mean, he was not out of form. He gave a start, but वो ये ना, अब हम expect करते हैं कि ये पावर प्ले के अंदर 50 मार देगा. उस दिन नहीं हुआ, but he looked like $1,000,000 as far as I'm concerned. The start was superb, I think the strike rate was 200 plus. So that was just how he plays. उस दिन short ball आया, नहीं चला. The moment the ball went up to mid-on, you saw on his face. But I saw nothing in his game that suggests he's out of form. So for me, on this track against a very average bowling attack, Jaiswal all the way today. Big guns.
One thing, Jamie was one thing. Yashasvi is that guy, he wants to perform in every damn game.
Yeah.
वो एक mistake करता है तो वो साला उसके ऊपर काम करता है immediately और सोचता है, he keeps thinking about it. यार मैं out कैसे हुआ, तो वो भरपाई नेक्स्ट मैच में करता है आके. So that is something what I like about Yashasvi. जिद्दी बंदा है यार, जिद्दी बंदा है.
वो तो है. और एक उनमें ना वो एक ईगरनेस रहती है कि मैं कैसे और इम्प्रूव कर सकता हूँ, मैंने लास्ट में परफॉर्म नहीं किया था तो इसमें कैसे होगा. तो we'll see in today's match how Ara will be batting. But quickly, Jimmy, do you think the trend of home teams winning will continue?
Absolutely.
Taus, Ara winning this up?
Yeah, who's batting, by the way? I just missed on the
Rajasthan.
Yeah.
Rajasthan are batting right now.
Oh, so Rajasthan is going to win.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, cool. We'll meet post-match and then we'll discuss about everything inside out of the match. Thank you so much, Jamie and Taus, for joining with me. And thank you so much, everyone, for your comments.
Fastest cricket score updates या सबसे detailed stats.
क्रिकेट के अंदर बाहर की खबरें
या healthy debates.
सबसे accurate analysis
या fans का craze. सबके लिए एक ही प्लेटफॉर्म, क्योंकि क्रिकेट